Hi, welcome to the 2025 SSCN podcast, The Loose Notes. This one is to look at the end of the season and just have a little glance at the surveys that everybody sent in and say a few thanks to everybody that's taken part in what's been a successful season. Welcome to it, Stuart.
All right, hang on. I look too intelligent with them, so I'll take them off. Hi everyone.
Give over. Take plastic surgery before you look intelligent. Sorry about that. Right, to start off with, we'll just have a little bit of a look at a couple of mods that they're not in the survey, but we race them sort of infrequently over the season and just sort of say how they've gone on this year. So we'll start off with the hot rods. So limited season, only 5 meetings, but 20 drivers have raced, which is not great, but it's okay. You get too many cars on track and it's a bit difficult. So the highest we've had attending is 16. Lowest is 10, which again is not good, but on small track it's not too bad. So we've averaged out at about 13.6 cars per meeting, which is sort of okay and probably will mean we'll run them again. How do you think the hot rods have gone, Stuart, this season?
All right. I do hate them because they require skill. They're too difficult for me, and I'm still learning. So if I've crashed and got in your way this year, I do apologize. It will happen next year too.
Yeah, they are one of them formulas. I think that everybody's still getting used to them. They are so quick that accidents do happen occasionally, but they're fun. And I think if we choose the tracks carefully for next season, they'll probably be okay. Right, so moving on from the hot rods, the other formula we just racing frequently is the historic saloons, which again we've only done 6 meetings with them, but they've fared a little better sort of driver wise with 27 people racing. The highest attendance was 20, which was for the World Final meeting. The lowest was 12, but they've averaged out at 15 cars a meeting over the season, which is pretty respectable. And I think it's great fun seeing the old bangers, so to speak, trundle around the track a little bit. What's your thoughts on them?
Phil just calls the historic saloons. That's how old he is. I think we should have more historic meetings, but just don't tell Phil they're historics. Just computer crashes.
Give over.
But
With
aside
Phil's
from that,
age,
yeah,
with Phil's
yeah,
age, they're more likely to be prehistorics.
yeah. Fucking Flintstones mobiles him.
Right, so again, they've been okay this season. Been some good racing from time to time. Some of the tracks have been a bit of fun. So no doubt they'll be back for next year. So without further ado, we'll move into the awards. We'll start off with the 2 litre saloons, and they've had a good season. We've had 35 drivers have raced over 20 meetings. Lowest attendance was 13. The highest has been 21. They've averaged out over them 20 meetings at 16.15 drivers per meeting, which I think is quite respectable. They're not always a lead formula, so they've done okay. So, what's your thoughts on the saloon, Stuart? Do you enjoy them?
Yes and no. So some tracks I'm actually getting the hang of it after 6 years, but the most of them, yeah, I still. I think I need some education on the difference between driving the saloon and just putting a foot down and going for it.
You're probably not on your own there. There may be a few
Yeah,
others, but saloons are saloons. If you watch them in real life, they're very different. They're certainly hard hitting, and there's sort of no
not in real
quarter.
in real life, and not in real life. Don't believe what Dino says. In real life, they're slow and pedantic.
Yeah, it's the old make the noise of a biscuit tin, I suppose. But
Exactly.
yeah, right. Anyway, so we'll go on to begin with, and we'll look at the track of the year for 2 litre saloons. So everybody who's had a vote sort of had a say on what they've enjoyed most of all. And the track of, well, third place in the track of the year was Pendle View T. Then in second place was Coventry, and the winner by quite a large margin for the 2 litre saloons for track of the year is Cowdenbeath.
That surprised me because I had a lot of people complain about Cowden beef. That that's almost as different to the Scotland independence vote because everyone I knew in Scotland said, "Oh no, we're all voting yes independence," and then it was no. So yeah, that's very surprising to me.
Yeah, I think it's one of those tracks that you seem to get a flow going, and once you've got that flow going, it's a bit like the real thing. Accidents happen very quickly, and there's always loads of pile-ups and that lot. It could do with an update, but so couldn't most of the tracks, to be honest. It's just one of them. But it's the game's 25-year old. That track's one of the originals, I think. So it's
Well,
stood the test of time pretty well, really.
so come on then.
So
The
right,
least favorite
so
track.
for the
This should be
least
interesting.
favourite, right. So there's been 12 tracks voted for, which there was 12 tracks voted for on favourite as well. So in third place we have Bellevue, Swaffham, and Mildenhall, and those tracks only got 2 votes each, so they're not exactly mega unpopular, but they were not as good as some could be. Right, and this is where it gets slightly interesting. In second place, in the least favourite track, is Cowdenbeath.
There you go. There you
So it
go.
just shows again that you can. Some people love it, some people hate it. So there's a bit of Marmite going on there. And the track that was most unpopular last season was the track we used for the World Final venue, which was Kings Lynn New. Now there's Kings Lynn New and Kings Lynn 2RX, which are pretty much the identical track. We've used them quite a lot over the years, and they've always been okay. But this year, people haven't liked them, so that's where we are.
That's because I saw losers. You losers. Fancy just picking the track just because you didn't win the world final. Oh, no, we don't like that track. Yes, all bastards.
Yeah, well, that might be it. But, I don't think it's a case of it'll get dropped from the fixture list completely, but perhaps not for a major title for next season. We'll see how that goes. Okay, so moving on. We've done the tracks, and now we'll go on to one what I think a lot of people do take a bit of pride in, and that's best presented car for the saloons. So in third place, with got a tie with 14 Melly Pruden and 190 Phil Brown. In second place was 912 Kenny Pruden. And the best presented car for 2025 in 2 litre saloons is 128. That's Craig Banwell. So
Yeah.
what's your thoughts?
Well done on Phil, really, because I know Phil does his own. And he's a newbie essentially. He's only been doing it for a short time, hasn't he? Just doing his own skins.
Yeah, it's probably about 4 seasons now, thereabouts.
Yeah. So yeah, well done, Phil. Um, I voted for Kenny's, admittedly. I only really see the Banwell's car. I only really see the back of it when he passes me, so I can't really say about his.
Yeah, maybe he just needs to put a V sign on the back of it as he's passing
Yeah.
people to get the message then. But yeah, there's I think in the saloons there's been some cracking looking cars. Both myself and yourself, we both skin paint. We both contribute to it. It takes a lot of time, but the other people that do it, it's going to a new level every season. I think more and more cars are just looking so well turned out, and it's a credit to the league.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, so after best presented car, I suppose we better go on to the main one, which is driver of the year. This is a bit of a strange one in one respect. There was 9 different drivers we voted for. 8 drivers only got 1 vote. Now, I'm not going to list all them because it'd just take forever. So by an absolute country mile landslide vote, driver of the year for 2025 in 2 litre saloons is 136, Adam Oldham.
Well done, Adam. You must have had a lot of time practicing recovering from your herpes.
He's not going to live that one down, is he?
No, he's herpes now forever.
Brilliant. Yeah, so that's about it for 2 litre saloons. It's been a good season. We'll be back with them next year. Hopefully, try a couple of new tracks. We've ran Skegness Night version in the winter series, which seemed pretty successful. There's possibly a Great Yarmouth Night to try as well, so we'll have a look into that and hopefully get some decent fixtures out of it, and it should make for a good season for the 2 litres. Right, so I suppose next up we need to move on to the F2s, which again had a good season. Plenty of cars racing all season. I'll just have to try and find where I am on that. We've got a bit of a
38 drivers raced over 20 meetings. So yeah, now I'm the stats guy. Right, let me just sit there and chill out, and I'll do this bit. So the lowest was 15 drivers. The highest was 24 drivers, which that sounds like a World Final meeting,
Yeah,
if I'm right. So the average
you're
was
correct.
18.33 drivers over the course of the season. So yeah, we are coming along. We did have a bad reputation when I first started because of the tippy tappiness of them and the fall over like Ashley after 7 drinks. But
Seven.
this year's been all right for numbers wise, and it's been a nice improvement to see.
Yeah, I think what we've done, we've changed the track profile slightly and gone for more shale tracks. We've found that the F2s don't tip quite so much on shale. I don't know what it is. The side contact, what tips them over, seems to be more prevalent on tarmac, and so the shale tracks, it's negated it a little bit. And I think it's meant for some good racing. And obviously, we'll go on to the tracks now. To the World Final this season, possibly the best race I've ever seen on heat. Or I might have to rephrase that. Might be the best race I've seen.
Yes, I nearly won it. I nearly won it.
He nearly did, and probably 15 people could have said that.
Yeah,
which
that's,
is which
that's
is the
what made it
sign of a
good.
good one. Right, so we'll move on from that. So we'll go to the favourite track for 2025 for F2s. And in third place, we had quite a number of tracks here, but all with 2 votes each. So again, it shows a good mixture of tracks. So Pendle Beauty, Northampton, Cowdenbeath, Swaffham version 2, and Lokelly. They all got 2 votes each. Second place was one from towards the end of the season, which was a pretty brutal track, but did race well, and that was Newton Grange. It was quite entertaining with the rope and post. And then we had a tie for track of the year between Meehan, which as I've just referred to as the brilliant world final, and Pendleview Shale, which again, another good shale track. And, it does seem to be the way to go. What do you like? We just spoke briefly about Meehan. Pendleview's another one. About Newton Grange, did you enjoy that with the rope and post?
Um, I think I no, I didn't enjoy it. I think I got too many points, so I'm trying to get back down to yellow. So no, I didn't. I didn't like it.
Right. So, saying as you don't like, then let's go on to we'll go through a few of the least favourite tracks now. So there were 14 different tracks voted for the least favourite, which I think is a good thing because it shows that not everybody's disliking the same track, and you get a bit of variety in that one. If it's just one person voting, it's not too bad. So in third place, they've only got 2 votes each, were Stratford, Western Springs, Pendleview Shale. Second place was Sheffield, which has always been a bit of again, one of those tracks that some people absolutely love and a lot hate. And then in first place was Older New 2 or Older Short, or do we now call it Older Shit? I'm not sure. It's just it's one of them. It's not been very popular. Do you have any
Well,
thoughts on the tracks?
yeah, I think the people that have voted for these tracks just don't have any taste. Sheffield's all right. Western Springs is all right, and so is Penalty Shell. It's just maybe they were drunk or something. I don't know.
I think it's just a personal preference thing, I think, isn't it? Sometimes people just don't like a track. It can be for results rather than racing. If they just have a mayor at a meeting, they might just say, "Oh, I don't like that one." And it might not be that there's anything wrong with the track. They just had a bad meeting, but everybody
Yeah.
has a point
You
of view.
maybe they saw Ashley win a race on there and I thought stuff that I hate that track.
Yeah, that could well be it. Or it's just wondering, how's that happened? Right, well, we've done the track, so we'll have a little look now at the best presented car for 2025. So, 10 different cars were voted for the best looker. In third place was 143 Cameron Willisey for his, it was a Hickman that he had a replica. It might have been his dad's car, which was quite a bonny one. Second place, we had quite a few in second place. So, 107, Evan Foster, yourself, 168, Stuart Price,
Yes.
172, Robert Lewins, and now on 2, Kenny Pruden. So they were all joint second place, so they all got a few votes each. Some absolutely cracking cars there. If you duck out of the way a bit more, you can see yours behind you, which is quite a nice looking Baton car. The best presented car, he's already won one. He's now won the F2 as well. So on 28, Craig Banwell. I think he's won this about 3 years on the trot now for his F2s. Cracking car.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Okay, yeah, well done, Craig. And again, same again, well done to all the skin painters. standards are going up every single year, and there's some cracking looking cars on the track. Right, F2 Driver of the Year. So let me just look at my notes there. Yeah, right. So third place is UK Open champion. That's 136, Adam Oldham. And second place, points champion, quite a few other championships over the season, is 107. That's Evan Foster. And the F2 Driver of the Year is somebody who probably didn't have his best season in F2s compared to previous seasons, but he finally got the monkey off the back and won his first gold roof with SSCN. And that's 912 Kenny Pruden.
Yeah, I don't disagree with any of those choices, to be honest. They've all been really good. And it's about time Kenny got his finger out and won the big one instead of waiting for his son to do it for him.
Well, we started to wonder whether, well, maybe not in F2s because Melly doesn't race them so often, but you did start to
But
wonder,
he should.
you know, it could happen soon. Right, anyway, so that's the F2s done and dusted. So we'll now move on to the F1s and we'll see where we are with them. So the F1s, a bit more popular than the other formulas. It just seems to be, I don't know what it is, what attracts people, but we had 56 drivers raced in F1s this season, over 29 meetings. 16 was his lowest meeting. Highest attendance was 28, which we had 3 times in the season. And the average car per meeting was 23.68, which is a small increase on 2024 and again on 2023. So that actually ties in with all the mods that the driver numbers have increased slightly for the last 3 seasons. So, you know, we must be doing something reasonably well for people to want to race.
The 0.68 was actually because he's not a full one.
Yeah. So are you the one in the 1.68?
Aye.
Yeah. Does that mean you join together?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay, then. Right. So we'll look at the track of the year for F1s for 2025. And we had 13 tracks, different tracks voted for, which again, it shows a nice spread amongst the league that people like different tracks. Third place was the World Final venue, which was Kings Lynn. Second place was Skegness, which for this season we had the double header there with the Tom Tilley Memorial and the first time we raced at the Skegness night version, which I think is a great addition. 2025 track of the year for the F1s with quite a large vote is Pendleview Tarmac.
Was that the only one that voted for Birmingham?
Yes, you was.
You bastards.
You weirdo.
Birmingham is where it's at, man.
Yeah, it's
yeah. I disagree with all of those choices. Disagree with all of them. Birmingham should be first, second, and third.
Yeah, you'd have the World Final there, given a chance, I reckon, wouldn't you?
Yes. I wouldn't make her on first corner, but
yeah, well, yeah, I have got history for that, haven't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. Right. So we'll move on to least favourite track. So again, quite a big spread of votes. So 18 different tracks that people don't like. Which, when you look at it that way, doesn't sound too good, but it's a good thing because it was like only the odd vote here and there for a track. So if everybody's disliking something slightly different, everybody else must be liking them tracks, which is a weird sort of way of looking at it, but it works for me. I'm believing in it anyway. Right. So again, third place, there was so many tracks only got 1 vote that I'm not going to list them all. It's just not worth it.
But none of them were Birmingham.
Yeah. So second place. Now I've got to stress that these tracks only got 2 votes each. So it's not a lot in 2 votes. So Swaffham, Meehan, Cowdenbeath, Hensford 3, Bracket Hill, Kings Lynn, and Pendleview T, which again was in, it's one track of the year, but 2 people didn't like it. So, it's a bit of a mixed bag. And the least favourite track with 2, both shale tracks, only got 3 votes each, but Emmon and Timarua wasn't that popular for this season. I don't know if it's the low grip surface or the fact that you can fire people in from a long way back, with a big lunge. Whether it's that, I don't know. But even at 3 votes each, I don't think it's the end of the world.
No, no. I always expect Emin to be on the worst tracks because it does take a bit extra skill and talent to get around it. But I'm surprised by the joint first, to be honest.
Yeah, it's one of Team Arua. It's great for the teams. We've used it for the teams for quite a few seasons. But again, you can get a bit of a run on people. I've also found that sometimes tracks get used towards the end of the season do tend to feature quite heavily in the votes because they're more fresh in people's minds.
Mm.
Or it feels that way anyway. Right, so we've looked at the tracks. So next up is best presented car. 13 different cars were voted for, which is pretty good again. Sort of like that because everybody's got different views, and they've seen a few they really like. So third place was 143 Cameron Willisey. Second place was yourself and Evan Foster. A couple of runners up spots with the skin painting. You should be chuffed with that.
I'm surprised by the F1. I've gone off there. I don't like it anymore.
Well, do a new one for next season then.
Yeah.
And the winner and hat trick of best presented cars. Well, I suppose this one is for his F1 replica as well. It's 567 Craig Babwell.
Is this for the Matt Newsom one or the Shale one?
It was mainly for the Shale car. He did get a vote for the Matt Newsom one as well. He won it with the Matt Newsom one last year.
Yeah.
And it's the Shale car replica that's won it this year.
Fair play. I have to be nice about Matt Newsom and his cars for a reason, for possibly next year.
Yeah, we'll all look forward to that if it happens. That could be quite good, and hopefully we might be seeing a little bit of Matt before that. But we'll wait and see on that one. Okay, so the F1 Driver of the Year, 11 different drivers were voted for in this. So we had a tie for third place with 14 Melly Pruden and 143 Cameron Willisey. Both had good seasons. Melly picked up a few final wins, did really well on Shale. Cam was there and thereabouts all season. Says he prefers tarmac, but actually won the World of Shale for his F1 major during the season. Second place, 391 David Rodder. David returned sort of mid-season. Absolutely brilliant to have him back. Looked a little bit rusty the first couple of meetings, and then after that, he's just back to being DB and dominating. He's had a great season. Driver of the Year for the F1s. Won quite a few titles, had a cracking season. He's 107 Evan Foster.
Yeah, quite a lot of them. Those names you always expect to see on those sort of lists. Well done on Melly. He's coming along, even though he tries to wind me up and fails massively. He's doing a lot of the right things.
Yeah, I think so. Right, so that's all the 3 different formulas looked at now. So we'll move on to the 2 for all mod now, which gives everybody a bit of a chance to have an opinion on. This can include anybody in any formula or just specific to one formula. It doesn't matter. So most improved driver is the one we'll start with, and it's actually quite. There's no third place. There were 7 drivers voted for, and just the odd one vote. But we had quite a lot tied in second place. Oh, sorry, I'm telling fibs here. We have got a third place. Third place, with 2 votes each, is Jimmy Cartmel, 689. It's a good season, debut season. Melly Pruden, Dan Spurgeon, another one, debut season, and 279, Chris O'Connor. Second place was 53, JC, John Carlin. And the winner with a huge majority in his first full season with SSCN is 288, Jason White.
No, he'll be absolutely buzzing with that. Fair play to him. He's knuckled up. He's listened to people like myself and Menzies and some other people, and he's put it into practice. And he's not good disheartened, and he's been great, and he's a credit to the league.
Yeah, I fully agree with that. We really struggled to get his game working to begin with. Had absolute nightmare and ended up running a hybrid version of the game, which was why we were getting a few cheat codes earlier in the season. It was just purely because we couldn't get the game to run properly. And it was down to, I'm not going into too many details, but it was down to the N Heat and NASCAR Heat execution files in the main part of the game, and we ended up changing it over and got the game running. And since then, his form's improved. But I think he also might have got a new graphics card. But then he's also started doing F2 and saloons now. He's having a little bit of success in them. So, as you said, he's cracked on. He's worked really hard, and he practices. And most improved driver. Yeah, well played. Well played. Okay, the last one of the awards now. Um, 13 drivers were voted for in this. I think it might be the first time ever that Dino hasn't had a vote. And he did race once this season, so he can't say that he hasn't been voted for because he didn't race. But yeah, so Dino hasn't won it. And I'm sure for years he was fiddling it anyway and winning that vote by cooking the books. Okay, so in third place is 221 Dan Spurgeon and 143 Cameron Willisey. Second place, the guy who's just won most improved driver, and that's 288 Jason White. Fairest driver for 2025, and again, it's going to be chuffed to bits with this, is 14 Nelly Pruden.
Just no. No, no, no. How many votes did he get? Did he get 6, 7?
Although there were no yellow flags involved.
No, he's actually, he really is a fair driver. So yeah, it's right that he's won that.
Yeah, it's absolute credit. He does all the right things. He races properly all the time. Doesn't get involved with anything. It's what we want. I don't know whether his dad would agree, but can we clone him?
I've never met his mum before, so who knows?
Right, okay. So we'll say a few thank yous, really. Thanks to everybody who's raced this season. It really is appreciated. We need your support. We need your support all the time. I know I'm sounding a bit bog-held off here, but that's just how it is. We thrive off good feedback. So if things are a bit crap, we get down and despondent. If driving standards aren't great at times, we get fed up. We don't like it. We want everything to be perfect all the time. But the only way we can do it is for us all to work together, and keep pushing forwards, and the league will constantly improve. Have you any thoughts on that?
Yeah, don't be a dick.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Yeah. So there's an old saying, isn't there? In this life, there's statues, there's pigeon, and there's statue cleaners. Now, at times we feel like statue cleaners, but please don't be a pigeon. So, that's the way I look at it. Right, I'm just going to leave you now with something that's coming through the feedback. Just a nice little post, and I thought it summed the league up quite nicely. I'll just have to excuse, I just have to look down to read this. It struck a chord with me, so I'll just leave it with this just before we go. So someone's put, the league is not just a league, it's also a social event, an opportunity to escape for a couple of hours. Everyone has shit going on in their lives. What we have created is a community. And if I dare say, a stock car version of Andy's Man Club. Maybe that's being critical of that aspect of failing to recognise what is occurring here. Our social get-togethers on a Monday and Tuesday, whilst at times are frustrating, are helping out a lot of folk. I think it's very true. I think the community side of things is so important. We've seen it this season with the Tom Tilley Memorial and the funds we raised for the hospice for Tom. Hopefully moving forward, it's something I'd like to see us do again next year, for a worthy cause if we can, and try and do something on that meeting. It's not always perfect, but we try as best to make it as good as we can do. And I think, in a way, we all need each other, and the friendships we've created and the social meetups and that lot are a brilliant part of the league. So it's not just the races, is it? It's the friendships.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, without the league, I wouldn't talk to someone like Ash, for an instance. Now he's like my little bastard brother we keep in a cage in the basement. And I'll leave you guys on that.
Okay, right. Oh, it's not a bad way to close, to be fair. Right, so at this point, we'll just wish you all a very Merry Christmas. All the best for whatever you get up to. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks with the 2026 Teams Championship podcast. Stay tuned. There's some exciting news coming soon.
Yeah. Goodbye, folks. Don't get
Bye,
too
folks.
pissed on Christmas
Merry
Day.
Christmas.